What a narcissist will do, will take that as you admitting that you're wrong and therefore they're right.
That's the difference, I think, between sort of
A narcissist.
yeah and everybody else. Like them for the people that they are, and if you don't, then fuck them off.
Narcissism and friendship. I'm Izzy.
And I'm Garcia.
And welcome to Informally Informed. Okay, so this is going to be an interesting one. Well,
Why are yours always titled these like snagging people off?
Narcissism.
You're like,
Well, you know, I
I'm
find
worried
these...
about the caliber of people you have in your life.
Okay, so there was somebody that used to be in my life. Well, they say that 1 in 6 people is a narcissist in some form, so I'm sure we all know these people.
You. Well,
I'm not a narcissist. But we know several. I brought several into the fold at one point or another.
you attract them like fly catcher, just like bees to honey.
So what I did was I wrote down a list of qualities, of personality traits, if you will, that Bessie embodied.
Okay.
Because, you know, we did A for Alex, B for Bessie, get it?
I got it. I got the naming convention. I'm...
Okay, cool. So, this particular individual...
Bessie.
She's someone, you've only met her a couple of times. You've not, like, literally maybe like twice, I think, probably.
Okay.
She's someone that no one has ever had it as bad as her, right? But assumes stuff about other people's life experiences.
Mm-hmm.
I remember having one conversation with her in which one of our friends had mentioned that, like, his parents were quite emotionally abusive. And then Bessie turned around and she was like, I can't believe he thinks he's got the right to talk to me about his childhood. Like he's a mind reader, like he's supposed to know things in her life, right? No one will ever understand her, but she makes absolutely no efforts to understand anybody else.
But she knows people. She knows everyone. She knows everything.
She only rings or gets in contact when she wants something. Incredibly selfish. There's no ability to self-reflect, right? She's delusional. That's a big one, because she thinks she's good with people. If the example that I've written down here is, he's going to have to. Like when we were having a conversation about a friend, I don't think he's going to want to do this. Well, he's going to have to. That isn't going to... Like, what planet are you living on where you think you can people are just going to hop to because you want to... Completely no awareness for anybody else's perspective, right? And she thinks she's not selfish. She thinks she's not selfish. She thinks she doesn't have the ability to compromise. Terrible when it comes to conflict resolution. She's right, only she's right. And these are the problem with these kinds of people. Because if you compromise, if you go, okay, I'll meet you halfway, instead of the other person going, okay, that's a compromise, what a narcissist will do, will take that as you admitting that you're wrong, and therefore they're right. So any form of compromise they take as a win, as opposed to conflict resolution. And compromising with these people, even if you know maybe you did something in the wrong here or something like that, you can't do, because they will use that as a stick with which to beat you, right? And I put jealousy on there as well. This basically, what Bessie is a vulnerable narcissist, in the fact that there is the victim card. She's the victim. She's never had it so bad. Nobody's ever had it as bad as her, and it's constant. It is a constant running theme. Okay, so those are the personality traits.
Those are just the personality traits?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I do know Bessie. Well, I know Bessie-like figures, shall we say. And I completely agree. I mean, we watched that video, Diary of a CEO video, with Vanessa Van Hudson. Is it Vanessa Van Hudson?
I think so.
Okay. And she was talking about... No, it wasn't Vanessa Van Hudson. It was the Indian woman.
It was the Indian woman.
It was a Diary of a CEO episode, and it was about narcissism, and they mentioned this vulnerable narcissism. And it's something that women do more than men. It's this ability to sort of portray yourself as a victim no matter the situation, even when you're the perpetrator. It's woe is me, woe is me. And do you know what the thing is? I really hate people like this. I mean, I can see it a mile off these days. I tend to know when... I don't necessarily know that it's this. I know that there's something about them that I don't like. And do you know what I always hate about those people? They try to suck up to you the most. Especially when they know that you see them for what they are. I found this in life anyway.
Yeah. And then they don't understand because they're throwing a tantrum and they're crying and they're still not getting their own way and they don't understand why
and
not.
they need... It's this persistent need to be liked.
So this is the thing, right? So I had a conversation with somebody recently in which they were like, oh, I'm not selfish, I think of other people all the time. And I'm like, I didn't say this to her.
You should have.
Perhaps I should have done.
No, I don't even know who this is. Go on.
But she does think about other people all the time, and she does do what other people want to do, but not because they want to do it, because she wants them to like her more. And I can see that she's like, oh no, babe, you don't understand, babe. I think about other people all the time. That's all I ever think about is other people. And I was like, yeah, but only in how you relate to them.
That's exactly what I was going to say. It's the perspective of what they can do for you, as opposed, or how you, how they fit in and around you. Because it's this, okay.
If I don't do what they want, they're going to get annoyed. Not because, with me. Yeah. It's always back to the with me bit. I don't want to deal with the aftermath, so I'm going to go along with what they do, and I'm going to portray this as selfless. The people that do the selfless act, like, oh, I'll let you decide where to sit for dinner, and then they can't help themselves by following that up with a, just so you know, wherever you wanted to go, I would have like totally like agreed because it's like totally your turn too, and I wanted to do that for you.
Yeah, it's that. See, I believe that altruism is a lie anyway. But this takes that I'm doing it, but I'm getting pleasure out of it to a whole new level. And I think that these people are inherently, because as you know, and we've had this conversation, I don't think that human beings are born good.
You think people are fundamentally evil?
I think that people are it's not that... I think it's changed. My perspective on that's changed. It's not that they're fundamentally evil. It's that they will always try and do the easy thing, not necessarily the right thing. And you have to teach... Sorry?
Wherever there may come a time we have to choose between what is right and what is easy. Remember Cedric Diggory. Sorry, carry on.
Well, yeah. But this is that. It's that sort of... See, you interrupted me with your Harry Potter quote. Now, you know, I lost my place. See what I mean? That Harry Potter is not for everything. But...
I mean, I beg to differ, but anyway.
Whatever.
People,
but it's this.
People always do what is right.
Yeah, what's easy, not necessarily what's right. But I think so. I think that if it's those moments of conundrum that actually make people those, because life is a series of choices, but it's those moments of conundrum where you could choose to do the right thing or you could choose to do the thing that's right for you. And that's the difference, I think, between sort of
a narcissist,
and everybody else, is that everybody else, it's that 100 to 1. Would you say kill 100 people to save one life? No, I wouldn't. But then the narcissist, because I've seen this happen, would choose themselves. Or if they had to do it, it would be a big sacrifice. Oh my God, I'm doing this to save the populace. So remember me, I'm a martyr. It's that. And I'm just like, I can't get on board with this shit. And I think in adulthood, it's especially insidious. It's heinous in adulthood. Because then anything that people do, it's not good luck. You should have grown out that shit. I understand if when you're a teenager, because teenagers you go through a selfish time, early 20s. But then if you're trying to tell me that you're so small that in order for you to feel better, you have to make yourself the center of everybody's attention by taking away from other people.
Yeah, I remember having a freaking conversation with her years ago about one of my relationships. And she interrupted me with a "yeah, but," and then inserted herself into the "yeah, but that wasn't nearly as bad as my situation." And then just flip, and then the next minute we talk about her. But it was the, why do you have a right to complain about that? Because my relationship, blah, 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 blah.
I have a similar story with a similar person in which they were running back and telling tales. So we were all in a group chat, right? And I got into an argument with someone else in this group chat. This person jumped into this group chat and was all like, stop this now. We're arguing back and forth. Just to get the for me, it had nothing to do with that person. Why are you jumping in? Like, it's nothing to do with you. And then I realised that actually what had happened was all the situations in which I started to feel a way about this other person, none of it was first-hand information. All of it was second-hand information from this person. And then I stopped to think at one point, well, what do they have to gain from this? And I realised that they have everything to gain because this person's a bit of a leech. That's what they do. They latch onto people and just suck the life out of them.
Yeah. So it got to a point where she basically tried to insert herself into every aspect of my life.
Oh, here we go. Excellent segue, if I do say so myself.
Every aspect of my life. Like, I was turning up at events. There was the podcast incident. Like, everything that I was doing, she was sort of rocking up to. I tried to give her some self-awareness.
Delusions of grandeur prevented such things.
I tried to get her to self-reflect, but it was basically like banging my head against a brick wall. And you know what they say, right? Yeah, that old age light bulb joke. How many psychologists does it take to change a light bulb? Only one, but the light bulb's really going to want to change itself. It was like that. So I basically just had a conversation with my coach, and she was like, this person needs to go. She just needs to go. So this brings me on to the lessons. I've got 3 lessons from vulnerable narcissism and...
I mean, all I got from it is anger, but go on. Go on.
Number 1, it's far easier to change yourself than it is to change anybody else.
True, you can only control your own actions.
Yes. 2, it's okay to drop people who don't serve you.
Yeah.
And when I say serve, I don't mean, superficially serve in the same way that Bessie means serve. I mean, every relationship's mutually beneficial. And when a relationship turns from being mutually beneficial to there being a giver and there being a taker, it will inevitably fall apart.
Unless it's a sexual relationship. I'm just saying.
Every relationship has to, I was going to say give and take, but has to serve you. It does have to serve you. You have to be getting something out from it. And if you're somebody that likes to feel like they're a giver all the time and you latch yourself onto a taker because it serves you emotionally to be that, then fair play to you, but that ain't me. Right? Holding on to a relationship, I've already said this, I think. Holding on to a relationship where all you're doing is giving and the other person is taking out of it, holding on to something like that out of a warped sense of duty or guilt or sentimentality is going to cause you bigger problems in the long run.
I think we're all guilty of that.
Ultimately make your life worse. It's a cutthroat world, so you've got to be cutthroat about it. Sentimentality is no reason. You said this to me yesterday, Garcia. You said, some friends are seasonal and some friends are lifelong.
Let me tell you what I said to you, because you're butchering it.
No, you said to me.
But that's not how I said it. You're butchering it.
That is what you said. Oh my God.
All right.
Okay.
Everybody is in your life for a reason. Some people are there for a season, and some people are there for a lifetime. You just got to figure out which one's which. And
Bessie was in my life for a season, and the reason was this podcast episode. Lessons learned.
Lessons learned.
How to spot a narcissist a mile away. Okay, third lesson learned is effectively just that: how to spot a vulnerable narcissist a mile away, and now having the ability to steer well clear.
Mm. I think it's worth examining your relationships. I don't think there's anything wrong with sitting down and really considering, like, who is this person? What do you actually know about them? Like, and not in the perspective of sort of what they tell you. I mean, like, what they show you. Who do they show you that they are? Because, you know, somebody shows you who, when people show you who they are, believe them indeed. Believe them. Because I find that there's a lot of false niceties in the world. We were discussing this back in December when we were having our wine night. Do you remember that night?
I have no recollection of that night.
All right, well,
wine.
We drank. Remember, I brought some wine over. We drank some wine. We were supposed to be filming, then we weren't because we needed to chat. So we ended up with wine.
Oh, we were in the conservatory.
We were in the conservatory, yeah. Okay. So I remember that night that we were drinking wine and we were literally sat there talking about this. We were having this conversation about the people that are in our lives and what purpose they serve in it.
I distinctly remember that conversation. And because I'd had this conversation with my coach at the similar time, because it was December, the new year was coming up, and she said one of the things you need to do in the new year is write a list of all your friends, go through them, and get rid of the ones that are not, that you don't need or aren't serving you or are draining you. If you see their name in your diary, are you all like whoop whoop, or are you like, oh my god? And if you're like, oh, do I have to? I can't be bothered. And those are the people you need to cut, because some people lift you up, some people help you grow as a person, and some people just pull you down.
Some people just drain the life out of you. Like, when it's a chore, should they really be in your life like that? I do ask this as a question. Like, you can have people that you know. You don't have to call them friend. And also, you know what? This is going to sound really, really weird, but let me explain this. Be there for people that are there for you. All right? With a caveat, obviously. But I think that you should be there for people that are there for you, but that doesn't mean that you should spread yourself thin for people. You still got to live your life and be able to just be. God damn it.
But that doesn't mean you can't do nice things for people that aren't your friends.
True.
Like, go
of
and
course.
get some.
We live in the north. Everybody's friendly.
When it's somebody's birthday that you don't know very well.
Of course. Go and do those things, but those things should come from a place of niceness, not from a place of, I need congratulations on this because I thought to do it. That's the difference. It's the reasons why. Like, for example, well, it doesn't happen very often these days, but I'll call you for a lift or to drop me off somewhere or something like that. I'm not thinking in a quid pro quo. I'm just not. That's not to say that there isn't at some point going to be one, but it's not. I don't think like that.
I don't think like that.
I don't think
Some
like
people
that.
do.
And some people really do. If all your relationships are transactional with this person, are they really your friend? Like, because what if one day you don't have it? Would they help you provide it? It has to go both ways. Like, I know that if you run out of food and you came here and said you were hungry, you'd be fed.
I know that I would as well.
Yeah. I know that if you, like, your house flooded and you needed somewhere to live.
I'm not concerned about that.
But I know that if that was the case, that it would be an issue. I know that if that was the case for me, you'd find it. So I sort of feel like if your relationships, they have to come from a place of genuineness. Like, no matter the relationship, whether it's a friendship, I mean, definitely in romantic relationships, but most certainly in a friendship, it has to come from a place of genuine, like the people you're around. Like them. Like them for the people that they are. And if you don't, then fuck them off.
And I do feel like a lot of this comes back to the slagging people off episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also morals and values.
And people can be easily led, though. That's the problem with narcissists. They quite often do tend to be very extroverted. So they're difficult to spot. They are difficult to spot.
But also listen to the things that they say. Because I find this a lot. A lot of people don't actually listen. They think they know how to communicate. They don't realize that talking is just one part of it. That's not actually... You need to be listening. Like, sometimes I hate talking to you, right? I told you this before. Because you ask me so many questions in between. And I'm finding it hard to keep on track. But you're asking me all these questions because you're interested. So I know that you're listening. Because even the most random stuff and this happened, and you're like, yeah, but did they say this? What happened? Blah, blah, blah. Because that is active listening.
I want to know the detail before
I mean, it's annoying.
Opinion,
don't get me wrong. But it is active listening.
With the correct advice.
Yeah. Whilst for me, I just listen. I do a lot of listening. And I'm fine with it.
Garcia's more passive with her listening.
Yes, I am. But I am actually listening. Because I find it hard sometimes, especially when I'm talking to people, to just stare at you. Because I'm looking at flaws in your face then. And it's weird. I don't know how people do it. How do people do it?
I have no flaws in my face. Anyway.
This got awkward real quick. But yeah, anyway. These cut narcissistic people out of your life, but you're gonna have to spot them. And do you know what? Also, you're gonna have to do the work to overcome the trauma that they can inflict on you. Yeah.
This is what it was for Bessie. Like, how did she make me feel annoyed 90% of the time? I find her an incredibly annoying person. I never used to. But then once you know, you know. When you see it, you can't unsee it.
But I also feel like if you were a different kind of person, it might make you feel a lot of guilt towards that person.
Yeah.
And
maybe.
as such, it could lead you into, like, because people are easily led. But these things can lead you into ruin without you even knowing that that's the case. Especially, like, if you think about narcissists, like, from if narcissistic adults and using that vulnerable narcissism on a child. That is traumatic as fuck. When you're, like, an adult, it's easier, like, in your friendships to be like, fuck you, bye, come off dead. When it's your family members and stuff like that, people that are closely connected to you, even though we said not to hold on to sentimentality, I can also understand that it's harder. It could be harder. But there's going to be a choice here, and it will come down to you or them. Yeah. And I will always bag on myself because I rule, you drool.
Not one of your finest rhyming.
I don't care. It works. I stole it from the 90s. And
when
all
you
of
were
that.
A child.
Well, it's all
Talking
coming back now.
Isn't
the 90s like making a fashion comeback anyway? I mean,
is it?
Yeah, it is. I saw a girl with, do you remember those bands that people used to wear in their hair and then sometimes they'd wear them as chokers? I saw a kid in this and I was like, why is this happening? I thought we killed some of these things. Tamagotchis have made a resurgence. We should get one.
No.
Yes, we should get one.
I was never a Tamagotchi person.
Now is the time.
I found it dull, actually.
We should do it.
I don't want to...
Do we think that Izzy should get a Tamagotchi?
No.
Vote in the comments. And also follow us on Facebook. But more importantly, I'm going to buy one for her birthday. Yay!
Garcia's not
Yay!
going to
Yes, I am.
For my birthday.
Yes, I am.
Garcia will be in need of a new best friend very quickly if she buys me a Tamagotchi.
First of all, I
don't you want to see my little face light up, Garcia? Yes, you do.
Isabel,
getting me a Tamagotchi will not make my little face light up.
I do not negotiate with terrorists. Okay, and secondly, I will be getting you whatever I choose to gift you for your birthday. That's how gifts go.
Okay.
And so,
you seem to have forgotten one important point, my friend.
What?
Your birthday's after mine.
You never remember my birthday.
I always remember your birthday.
Well, you remember it, but you never give me anything.
I always give you something.
Oh shit! Well, this just got awkward again. It's fine because I actually want a Tamagotchi, so that works out. So
you think you get what you want, do you? Oh, you think you're getting that way? Okay.
The thing is, I don't think I've ever said what I want because I don't even know what I want. So with that being said,
maybe you do have like an Amazon wish list.
You what? How do you know what? What? Are you stalking me? I wouldn't be surprised. I'm stalking
Garcia,
you.
how is this a new thing? We've had multiple conversations about your Amazon wish list over the years.
Oh, because I've been trying to put stuff on this wish list. I never actually do this because I always just end up buying it.
This is a conversation for off camera.
That's true.
Birthday
That is true.
presents.
We'll just have to cut this part.
As the editor. Anyway, narcissism.
These fucking narcissistic assholes. Let them just fucking
That
let
they
them.
can get people Tamagotchis.
Let them be dickheads. Just what? How dare you? You've hurt me deep. Reason, season, and a lifetime.
So
I
yeah,
think
so
somebody's coming to the end of their season.
Let me go over. Let me go over my 3 lessons learned. It's number 1. It's far easier to change yourself than it is to change somebody else. 2. It's okay to drop people when they no longer serve you, and don't let guilt, a sense of duty, or sentimentality stop you from doing what's right for you. And 3. The personality traits that I went over, of narcissistic personality traits. Learn to recognise them.
Fuck them people off.
And learn to stay clear. And learn to watch out for the gaslighting.
Oh, I touched on this in one of my topics. Anyway.
And on that note.
Yes, thank you for joining in. Joining the comments. Let us know what you think.
And we want to hear all your narcissist people stories as well.
Of course, because we all know one or two.
And we'll see you in the next one.
We'll see you in the next one.
Oh, just stop him.
Let us know if you agree or disagree with any of our views. That's the point of the conversation. Join in.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.